Spell Demon Hunter has been the best deck in top 1000 Legend right now, and a lot of you have actually asked me to make a guide about this deck too. I was kinda hesitant because I thought this deck is pretty complicated and hard to get into, but I actually found it quite enjoyable, even though it's far from your typical fundamental Hearthstone deck. But if you're up for the challenge, it's definitely very good. I'm gonna give you a quick guide about the deck, show its mulligans as well as its matchups, and I'm gonna show you some of my games with it too. So if you're serious about Hearthstone, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget you can hire me for some Hearthstone coaching. Now, let's check out the deck.
You are not prepared!
Like I said, Spell DH has been the best in top 1000 Legends for quite a few days now, and we have a few variants as well. But the best variant so far seems to be with Fellerin in, instead of the Abusive Sergeant, which also makes a lot of sense, but Fellerin helps you curve out a lot better. The three minions we have in here are Lady Steno, which is half of your win condition in most cases, Silver Moon Arcanist, so you can actually lifesteal a ton of damage, and you can also actually connect for some phase damage like that with the help of Mark of Scorn, and also Unleash Fel also connects phase. And we also have Fellerin, which like I said helps you out curve out a lot better, especially with the help of Glaivatar. We have a couple of Dispose of Evidence in here, which are mainly in here for you to have a very easy way to tempo out with Lady Steno for extra tons of damage. But you can also use this in order to actually unstuck an outcast card, let's say a Spectral Sight, even though you're gonna be doing that a lot less often. We have one copy of Feast of Souls in here, because you have plenty of cards that give you extra tokens, and you can also discover a few. And that can give you tons of card draw. We have Eladari Studies, which helps you with card draw, with extra damage, or with lifesteal. And with Taste of Chaos, you can also be using it as a cheap activator for your Lady Steno, but it can also discover you extra Fel spells, and it's also a good way to control the board early on against faster decks. Unleash Fel can go face, but it can also heal you for a ton, which is the obvious use we're doing. We have a single copy of Chaos Strikes you can draw out faster, and Mark of Scorn does the same, as well as it can go face with extra spell power. Security is great, so you can combo it off with Sinful Brand, and obviously Sinful Brand is your other main win condition here, which is the whole reason why your opponents never really know if they should be playing minions or they should just keep an empty board so you don't have anything to target. Spectral Sight helps you draw a ton. I-Beam helps you live longer, and it's also an outcast card, so your Glaivatar feels better. Predation goes down to 0 as soon as you play Lady Steno, and that's a huge chunk of damage, but don't forget you cannot go face with it on the turn you play Silver Moon Arcanist, so be careful with that. Felderay Warband is also a ton of damage for the face, but again, you cannot go face with it if you have a Silver Moon Arcanist on the same turn, and it also gives you a lot of rush dudes, and with security and this, you get to make some serious Sinful Brand damage. Fellerin gives you, again, extra card draw, or lifesteal, or something in between. Glaivatar gives you tons of card draw, and it's also basically 8 damage on a stick, so ain't nothing wrong with that. And same can be said for Soul Stealer's Sigh, but we're obviously running it so you can have no minions in the deck. What you're trying to do with this deck in the early turns is draw a bunch of cards, and try not to get hit in the face too much. Around the mid-turns, you're trying to put down Lady Steno, because usually the opponents will not be playing minions against you, if they know what they're doing at least. And depending on the matchup with Lady Steno, you want to be either doing it for a bit of chip damage early on, or you want to be saving it for OTKs later. But if you are against opponents that have tons of extra health, you might have to combo both the Lady Steno and the Sinful Brand, which is kinda complicated, but not really. With the Sinful Brand, as soon as the opponent plays a minion, you are able to slap both of these because they do stack, and every single ounce of damage onto that minion is gonna be 4 damage to the opponent's face. And the way you do that damage is usually through your Felderay, Rush Dudes, or through your security. If the opponent is actually smart enough to only play lifesteal minions against you, you might actually still outsmart him if you manage to discover things like Immolation Aura, which is still gonna be double tick on this, which is gonna be 8 damage alone. You might also poke with Taste of Chaos, or with your Unleash Fel, so you basically have plenty of options to actually make the opponent suffer. You gotta be really smart with this deck and really know what your win conditions are depending on the matchup, so practice will make perfect. But you will probably have to give it some time. Another game plan with this deck would be to simply go face as much as you can, because you actually do have quite a lot of phase damage. Like I said, your Glaivatars are basically each 8 damage on a stick, and you have basically 3 of them. Felderay goes face for 4 damage, Predation as well. Lady Steno doesn't need to go that many times to face to actually kill most opponents, so you don't need to always be super greedy to make Sinful Brand plays, but instead you might just want to chip the opponent down over and over again. So stay smart and pick the correct game plan against the different opponents. A little bit of quick math with this deck would be if you have both Sinful Brands plus your 4 mana Felderay, that's basically 20 damage for the opponent's face, because this goes face and you also have 16 damage worth of Sinful Brands, as long as the opponent's minion has 4 health. Matchup wise, here's what the stats show, and Tony Druid is supposed to be a really hard matchup, but you are gonna see that I actually had a pretty good run against the Death Rattle Druid, which is arguably even harder. Blood Death Knight is definitely nothing to sneeze at, and apparently Rift Warrior is also not great, but you don't really see too many of those, so it is what it is. Other than that, everything else looks pretty green, at least in top legend, but from diamond to legend, here's what the stats show, and you gotta realize this is probably a lot more red than it's supposed to be, because people from diamond to legend often don't really know how to pilot this deck decently well. For the mulligan, here's what the stats show, and Glaivatar is probably always gonna be a keep for you. Mark of Scorn is also pretty great going first and second. Illidari Studies ain't bad, Taste of Chaos as well, especially if you're against a faster deck. Security is also something you could tempo out in the early turns. And if you already have that, even Feast of Soul makes a lot of sense. Unleash Fel is not something I would often keep, but if I'm really afraid of aggro, maybe I would. Eye-Beam, if it's already outcastable, is gonna be good against board-centric matchups, and Spectral Sight outcasted is also great. Chaos Strike is acceptable, I guess, but the rest probably not so much. And when on the coin, here's what the stats show again, and it's basically the same thing, but even Felderay Warband becomes a bit more keepable, so keep that in mind. All around, that's it for the deck. Hope this guide helps you figure it out a bit better, but be warned that this might be in for another nerf, so be careful with that. Now, let's check out my games. Hope you enjoy. Against the Druid, supposed bad matchup for us. Okay, the weapon's good, even though it's supposed to get kept when going second, but I still think it's probably a worth a keep. Should I keep Marcus Scorn? I guess it's kind of card draw. Simple brand, not really. Okay, outcast Eye-Beam, at least not the worst thing in the world. The world is mine. Okay, that's a bad top deck. I can tell you that much. I ain't no expert with this deck, but that's a bad top deck. I'm gonna hold on to this Eye-Beam so we can load up the Glaivier.
Nature speaks through my tune.
Well, sadly that's gonna eat up my Marcus Corn. That's happening regardless, so I think I still do it. Sad, because that ain't getting outcasted anytime soon. But I can still just play it for one card draw and it is still counting the Glaivatar. Okay, Taste of Hell. Can't really make it work right now. Okay, just chill. Oh, it's the Death Rattle shit. Man, he is using it. Okay, next turn we are going to be able to play quite a few outcasts, hopefully. At least 2. Big Druid. It's Death Rattle Osmod Druid. Okay, this does not help me play an extra outcast, sadly. Let's just Eye-Beam this. Eye-Beam that. And I don't have a target anymore, so I fucked up. I could even potentially outcast this with that. Probably will soon. Okay, we're grabbing Steno out of this. Or Fellerin. Is it Fellerin? It's Fellerin, so we load up better. Okay. Not attacking just yet. So far we're drawing free. Okay, he's getting ready to maybe pop off even next turn. He's playing awfully fast.
It is our time to step out of the shadows.
That's kind of redundant if I do it the other way around.
They will never catch me.
Draw 4.
I see.
Okay. He ain't doing much. He doesn't want to give me minions to mark of Scornet. Okay.
Who's hiding now?
Imagine being this fucking useless. Fuck me, dude. For fuck's sake, so stupid. Had to have this as a fucking option, you know?
Gotta go.
Drawing 6 cards right now. I gotta waste something. Didn't top deck another good weapon. Didn't get any of the fucking soulbounds. Unbelievable. Bit unbelievable in it. I think that's all I do. Okay, this was super bad. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. I was thinking about playing around it, but imagine having to play around that low odds. Like, discover 3 out of 4 and it gave me the other 3, for fuck's sake. It's kind of unbelievable what our hand looks like right now, though. It's kind of stupid is what it is. We're banking on the opponent not realizing we're actually missing the Sinful Brands and giving us extra time, but we're literally missing the fucking Lady Steno as well, so this is so fucking bad on so many levels. Like, how the fuck did we miss both Soulbounds, Glaivatar, and the Sinful Brands? It's not that it's super important to have the Sinful Brands right now or anything, but still, feels a bit awkward in it. Trying to bait us with that shit. It's also gaining a shit ton of armor through it. It's kinda crazy. Not sure. That was silly. Why didn't he use the second location on it though? Felt a bit silly, don't it? Okay. Finally Glaivatar, but fuck, man. Do I just play security here? If I play security, I still have 1 security left. Both soulbounds, bottom 9. Hasn't played a child yet, so hopefully doesn't have beasts. This is probably Ozumat, however. I mean, he's not gonna be happy playing Ozumat, is he? Shouldn't be.
Our tunnels run
Shit. He really thinks that's important for him right now, doesn't he?
a natural mistake.
Cool. QL.
A watery grave awaits. Drown. Drown. Gotta go. Drown. Drown. Vengeance.
Time grows short.
Still kind of like the card draw, I guess.
Vengeance. Vengeance.
Okay, we still have the double sinful. We still have a good chunk of damage.
Nature speaks through my tunes.
He already played both rigs, both the other things, so maybe he can't kill this right now. I guess he missed the cat. Oh, explosive shit. Well, I guess he is clearing here for sure.
You are not.
And at this point, we're basically waiting for him to play
I'm
his
blind.
big minion so I can try and brand it, but it ain't looking too hot. It ain't looking too hot. Extra security, perhaps?
Gifts of the arcane surge within me.
Okay. Next turn, this predation can go phase for 5 if he doesn't deal with this. I mean, he always deals with this, what I'm talking about. It ain't looking too hot though. Just gained way too much armor, didn't he? Second Sinful Brand is operational now.
Vengeance is mine.
I mean, I couldn't. Yeah, I could, but whatever. If it comes down to that, so be it. These are outcast cards, so I'm gonna fatigue myself with them if I swing with the weapon again. Right now I do have 16 from hand if he plays a minion, and he does. He also gains armor, but I think we win. I think we did it, guys. We fucking did it, guys.
Vengeance is mine.
fucking did it, guys. GG, you said. Unironically. Well played it was. Nice. Baited and outsmarted. First game with this deck, by the way. Maybe there is something in here after all.
I'm not backing down, Illidan.
I will
Well,
not hold.
those are nice cards to get my juices flowing. Let's do that then. Let's get them beetle juices flowing. Okay, these are not optimal top decks, I can tell you that much. Against these guys, the Sinful Soulbrand, not exactly important, because they're... I mean, he could still be big DH, who knows. But it's probably what I am. Yeah, it is. I mean, we literally saw. Why is this showing like that, by the way? So weird. Where the weapon at, fam? Wait, he's a weapon relic? Did you guys see the weapon animation there? I think there was no weapon animation, huh? Maybe there wasn't. I mean, might just tempo out a warband next turn if we don't top deck a weapon. Nope. Let's do this then. Still damage in it. It is still damage in it. Clear him out. Sure. Sure. Okay, no phantasms. We got that going for us, which is nice.
I'm blind.
That's interesting. Let's do that then. Still no weapon. What is up with that? Well, I'm taking Lady Steno here. He showed us that he does not have phantasms, so Lady Steno should be able to bump and grind soon. Bumping and grinding. Do I tempo a security here? Probably not. Thank you for the follow, Vissel. He could phantasms here, sadly. I really wish he don't. It don't. He don't. Let's fucking go then. Is this lethal? I think it is.
A watery grave awaits.
Yep. Easiest lethal of my life. Bumping and grinding. Turn 6 lethal, yeah, let's fucking go. Not just a hat rack, guys. Not just a hat rack. Something tells me this guy's gonna be aggro still. Blood still. So if that's the case, side beam's not that important. If I was against something like Priest, sure, I beam outcast position, not bad, but I'm assuming we're playing against control, so I'd rather try and curve out better against the deck that's actually hard for me. Yeah, Blood Decay is a 45, Frost is a 70 in my favor. Yep, Blood he is. Now this hand is not much better than what it was.
You here for the tour?
not hero pairing. I guess he does have already a good 2-drop, because that's what he usually does on turn 2 as well. Sure. How are we gonna set ourselves up for success against this guy?
I grow impatient.
What the fuck is he saving the hero power for, man? Like, gain the fucking corpse. What are you doing, Step Bro? Figure that out, chat. Mark of Scorn. Whatever. That doesn't matter super much. I'm probably just equipping Glaivatar next turn after I beaming into it, so it's kind of whatever if I hero power or not, but feels odd.
Blood for the Lich King!
Okay. That's about it.
Vengeance!
Is there anything I'd play off the top right now? I think no.
Vengeance is mine.
What am I talking about? I'm not drawing this turn. Another predation sounds smart.
Time grows short.
Just kill it. No need to give him a blood boil. He would do it even on a measly board like that. Make no mistake. Maybe I should have swung last turn, however. Okay. Drawing 3 cards. He has Alexander, we're fucked.
A watery grave awaits.
So close, but I can't cast this anymore.
Time grows short.
If he has Alexandros, we're dead.
Already struck.
Did I? I did. True. Fuck. It's fine. But, Alexander, kill me. I'm alive.
It is our time to step out of the shadows.
If 3 rights make a left.
Did I discover? Should not have thrown out the Glaivatar, it seems, but wouldn't have been able to play it either, so I don't know about that. Beam is easier for me to actually utilize like this, so I'll take that for now. We're still at the mercy of Alexandros. What was his name? Alex. Who the fuck cares? Alex. Shit. The carrot is dangling ever so further as we speak. Well, I guess if I top deck the soul band, bound soul would have been a bit better. Okay.
Vengeance is mine.
I don't think we can win anymore though. Just gained way too much life again. Discovering corrupted Ashbringer, Death Strike, also the vampiric bullshit. A bit too much in it. Why the fuck would you give me that right now though? Do you wanna die? It's not like I can kill him still, but God knows he's trying. Maybe he's just gonna Death Strike it himself. That's probably what he's doing. No, he didn't want to rat it. I'm still assuming he's gonna suck it himself. Doesn't. Well, that was fucking dumbest thing I've ever seen, man. Sadly, I can't punish him for it. It is sad, but I cannot punish him for it. I literally would have had lethal right now if I had Sinful Brand, I think. Yeah, I literally had lethal if I had Sinful Brand off the top. There's a 7% chance lethal there.
Gifts of the arcane surge within me.
Because if it was Sinful Brand, I was feathering his face, dropping him out to 24. Double Sinful Brand with all of the rushers was 16. And I also had Hero Power plus I-Beam, which was 24. So it was literally exact lethal if I top deck Sinful Brand there. Unbelievable.
Demons? You are not prepared!
Vengeance!
I'm blind.
Nah, ain't happening. That was very bad of him. Literally gave me an exact fucking lethal out there. Okay, we did the level 100, boys. Level 100 reward track. Neato. He literally gave me a lethal out there for no good reason.